All right, so we want to talk about this left rear leg, that we have a spasm situation going on in the abdomen, going up into the lumbar. When I work medial and change the pelvis, when I put power and lightness into the pelvis, this leg begins to release. The leg itself has this big, nasty wound up on it. So something happened, then there is definitely pain. Where it's coming from, I don't know, but we're getting rid of the sharpness of it, and he's beginning to calm down. He's pretty up because he's new here. I mean, there's a lot of, who's that horse and what's going on? But there's also spasms, deep spasms going on in the flank and in the abdomen, and a lot of stuff in this leg. So there we go. That was a big release. I'm passing power back and forth into the fascia lata and catching it on basically the gracilis on the other side. And his vagus nerve is firing. The whole leg is spasming under my fingers, inside and outside. Passing water back and forth. There. And you have to walk a little bit to release it. Yeah, is that a camera? Is that a camera, Tommy? Tommy, you're a camera hog. I'm going to pause this for a second. The right rear leg, or the right rear leg, when I went onto the belly area, he immediately dropped it. It's spasming here, but it's less now. I just did some work on it. This is the first time he's really been away from his food. He's beginning to quiet. Let's go into the stifle. See what we got. Oh, that's really reactive. High vibration in the stifle. He likes that. Tommy, is that the camera? Are you making it hard for the camera to figure out who we are? Hey, camera. Hi, I'm the person. Tommy, you want to show your mommy how you can go with your nose a little bit? This is the first time we're trying holding the nose and asking the pole to wiggle and for the neck to release. He wouldn't let me before. He was too nervous. He had to keep eating. There we go. I'm just going to follow him. It was a big release of the pole. Yeah, there he goes. Can I have your head? Can I have your head again? Can you give me your head again? Did he wreck in the trailer or something? Okay, we're going to jostle him. I just see the scar above his eyebrow. Or the schmutz. Oh, I know. Okay, so we've got restriction at C1, C2. And that's what he's pulling back against as I wiggle gently like this. He says, oh wait, and I could feel it cracking. And there's that nerve, that's the brachial complex firing, sending a nerve feeling all the way down his leg. So brachial complex is in here when I'm up here, and I'm asking this area to release. The nerves are going, and then they shoot down the front leg. So I'm going to go into the brachial complex here and just go into the shoulder and see if I can get this shoulder to have some mobility before I try to go back to the neck. I'm going to go after the two biggest roundhouses, the shoulder and the rear end. See if I can get some structural release in there before I go back in and try to get them more fine-tuned on the spine. Okay, he's vibrating. The whole horse is just quivering underneath me. There, it's beginning to release. He stopped. Some of it is he stops processing when he gets all busy thinking. Let's see if it'll quit. If I stop burning battery, you need to see that the working on this right front or left front shoulder, the right rear is beginning to release. So the biggest issue seems to be the right rear transferring into this leg or vice versa. I'm working on releasing the shoulders by releasing the pectorals up through the top of the wither. And the result is that he's finally letting go. A lot of horses are blowing around us, but he has been lifting and wobbling the rear end, which is really awesome. I'm now sending the power up from my right hand into my left, across the wither, and down the left front, back into the pecs. There's beginning to get to be a rotation in what I imagine as an egg-shaped container of the shoulders and heart. There's emotionally, he holds his heart with care for his person, care for the horses around him, and he has witnessed trauma, which we're releasing his holding on to the trauma that he's witnessed. So you can see he's reacting now. There we go. A lot of vagus nerve action, growling stomach and so forth. There we go. There it goes. There he goes. He just let go of a big piece. And I'm going to let the energy flow out my feet, down into the ground. And the pecs are softening. And he's beginning to melt. I'm getting very dizzy. You know, it's like watching paint dry to watch it. I'm moving my right hand over to his left shoulder in the front. And I'm going to ask where I should catch that energy, right here. Now I'm going to ask the shoulder, pretend it's a ball between my hands like an egg. And I'm rotating it one way and then the other. And it's just a thought, really. And you can see me moving, and that's a lot of movement. It's stuck. There it is. And that would be the place that he had that deep restriction that we were looking at earlier. I love you too. Yeah, look at you all releasing and stretching out and doing what you're supposed to do. So we got that by releasing the egg complex, the egg-like shape of all the tissues of the shoulders. And we did it by holding our hands on the shoulders and passing the water back and forth and asking that whole complex to move like this, and so all the fascia that's all sticky and not allowing to would let go. And we're just going to let him process for a second, because that was really big for this little guy, huh? If I can get out of the way and the camera can still see. I love you too. Yeah. To the question of what's next is to work on the rear end now. And what I'd like you to imagine is that the whole rear end, the pelvis and all the stuff that goes along with it, is like a giant exercise ball. And your hands could be on it, and it rocks this way. Power rolling up over from right to left. My left hand power over to the opposite point of hip. It comes back like a triangle into my right hand. I catch it and I send it over to the far quadrant. A spirit is catching it over there, massaging it, sending power back in and up into the sacrum where the issue is. There we go. Now there's power coming into the sacrum. What do you want me to do with my hands? I'm supposed to move them? They're going onto the fascia lata. It's not even right. Where do you want it? Right there? Right there. Soften. There it goes. See, that was the fascia lata right there. You have to just follow where the spirit tells you to put your hands. You just do. Okay, good. And see how that right front is quivering? That leg is not good. We've got to work on that leg. That's the one they disappeared, and they're going to heal it up. Just going to keep going with this. Stop the camera so I don't burn out the batteries and all. There's spasm going on underneath my hand in the V groove between the belly, between the ribs and the pelvis. As he's releasing, you can see this leg is just relaxing. He's trying to let that go. This is the key area right here. I'm going to do what Jim calls an accordion. And I'm going to ask a circular motion of it. I'm not going to just squeeze it. I'm going to ask which direction does it need to go to release. I'm going to wrap that muscle. And it needs to go inside, back outside. There we go. There we go. Okay, I'm going to come up here. As I come up onto the lumbar. Somebody's coming home and he's like normal about it now. I'm all freaky about it. Okay. I'm beginning to release the top of the left hip, the gluteus and the lumbar. He's been grunting. Just want to show you. Doing it on this side, you can see how raised up his lumbar is. The tightness here is really let go. When I came in, this was just spasming. So that's better. I'm going to do a pretty good move on this pelvis.